Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Planet X3. It's time for the final map, Second Strike. The previous map we won rather easily. Alright, so this is interesting. We start with a half-finished bridge, and it looks like... Okay, nope, we get two builders. I was gonna say maybe we only start with one, but we have a second one. I'm hunting around for minerals. Okay, they're down here. Got it. And then the other guy can start building some gas refineries. Oh, it's the Act on Instinct remix again. Klepokken Heat, as it's called. A nice tribute. Alright, so there's quite a lot of minerals here to work with. And it looks like it's another temperate tile set. I don't know which tile set is my favorite. They're all good. The temperate, the winter, and the desert are all quite excellent. So yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite. I'm not sure I have a favorite. I like the variety. And those are sort of the classic three, aren't they? Grassy or verdant, and then icy one, and then a desert one. If you're going to have three tile sets, that's sort of the natural three to choose. Alright, and then this other guy can start putting together a power station. So, looks like we're relatively close to the north with a y-axis of 38, and about in the middle with an x-axis, or an x-coordinate, I mean, of 137. Alright, start getting those solar panel arrays going. Interesting, it's like this is a destroyed base surrounded by walls. And there's a destroyed bridge. And it's called Second Strike. Can definitely build a story out of the name and the fact that we seem to be starting in an obliterated base. Maybe it's actually us, the humans, that are counterattacking here, and not the protoids. That actually makes a lot more sense considering what we're seeing here. Or it could still be the protoids if this is a destroyed protoid base, and the protoids are launching a counterattack. I guess it's impossible to know without knowing if this is a destroyed protoid or destroyed human base that we're building in here. Alright, this should be a sufficient amount of power for us. Is there any indication of whether it's a destroyed... I guess probably protoid, owing to the fact that they often have that concrete around their buildings, so I guess it is a destroyed protoid base, and it is a protoid counterattack. I was right the first time after all. Anyway, now that we're done overthinking it, but it's kind of fun coming up with an actual plot as to what's going on. Let's build our kamikaze scout as per the usual protocol, and then go hunting for enemies. Natural directions will be, I guess, east, west, and south, although it would be interesting if that destroyed bridge connects to anything. Could be a hint. What is that tile? Plants is all it says, but they're very purple. Oh, we found a weird looking enemy base. Just a strange formation of the concrete there. Alright, well, let's build the follow-up force to go finish it off. Yeah, the concrete is kind of in a hash symbol on that enemy base. Very interesting. Alright, you've got mop-up duty, and you are now Control Group 1. Is that another enemy base? Interesting tile there. No, that's the same one. I just lost track of where I was. This track is a candidate for my favorite in the soundtrack, but that's kind of cheating because it's actually a track from Command and Conquer. So I kind of feel like I shouldn't award it that position. So what is this? It just says more plants. It's kind of a big tree, though. And this is ruins. Interesting. You know, with the ruins scattered around, it's almost like there was another alien race on planet X3 before we and the protoids arrived. Alright, you guys go into sentry mode and let's build another kamikaze scout. So is there anything else? There's gas. More ruins. Okay, I think that was it as far as the enemy bases in that direction are concerned. Let's try the west next. Let's keep in mind there is another gas vent there in case we start running low on gas. I like the idea of this map, that it's like we're fighting in the ruins of a destroyed, probably protoid base. Although if it's protoid, why would they have built bridges? That doesn't make much sense. Maybe it was human after all. I keep changing my mind about that. After all, it's not like human bases couldn't have concrete. Anyway, clearly we're going to need to finish a bridge if we want to go farther to the west or farther to the north, for that matter. Which direction? It's like this is an old road. I love it. It's really cool. It does a great job of capturing the feeling of a destroyed road. Maybe it's a whole destroyed city. Not just a base. Regardless, clearly not the first battle that has taken place here. Whether it's destroyed human or protoid architecture. Alright. Well, let's hunt around. Oh, okay. There's an enemy base. Stumbled right into that one. Alright, well then. Time for the follow-up force to go try and finish it off. This is a really cool map. I really like it. This whole ruins scattered everywhere. It's really neat. It gives it a lot of character. I think we're fairly close to the enemy base, yeah. Looks like they're trying to rebuild the temple. Oh wow, that guy must have been hurt. Ordinarily heavies don't die that fast. I didn't even look at his health, but he had to have been hurt to have gotten destroyed that quickly. Yeah, they're trying to rebuild it, so we need to go finish it off pronto. Get wrecked. Uh-oh, this is not good. They're building infantry from that thing now. Uh-oh. Fine, go into sentry mode and kill that guy, and then we need to take out their production structure. My cat is becoming offended by my rapid pressing of the spacebar. Hopefully she doesn't start attacking my hand. When people are using keyboards and mice, she often takes that as an invitation to attack their hands. It's not out of malice. I think she starts to get the impression that the rapidly moving hands are like prey animals or something. Anyway, she got offended enough by all the Rapid keyboard pressing. She has vacated my lap. See ya, Jolene. Okay, looks like we've cleared out the west across the bridge. So we haven't tried rebuilding the bridge that led north, and we also haven't gone south of our position. Those are kind of the two major remaining directions to check. So time... Whoa! Okay, somebody found us and we are under attack. Alright, let's build defenders then. Where did he come from? Looks like he destroyed a builder? I think I had a builder parked there. Let's see. Alright, we found the southern edge of the map. Whoa, what the heck is this? It's like a gigantic enemy base surrounded by walls. Okay, they have a humongous base down here. I don't know if the scale of it means that there's going to be any more buildings or anything. I suspect the answer is no. I think it'll still just be a normal enemy base, but boy, it looks huge. Okay, let's send this guy to try doing some more kamikaze. See if we can get the temple with this one. This is really cool. I love this map. The aesthetics of it are great. With the ruins and then this humongous enemy base down here. This is a candidate for my favorite map so far, just based on the aesthetics and stuff alone. Okay, let's start preparing the heavies for a follow-up. See if we can mop up this base down here. Ugh, that's gonna be an issue while we're trying to destroy turrets. Come on, finish him. Finish him, finish him. Good job. Uh-oh, they're rebuilding the turrets. Yeah, it seems to just be a normal base, despite the fact that it's on this huge area of pavement and completely surrounded by walls. Okay, we've just about got it. See if you can finish them. New control group 1. Alright, was that the last enemy base, or are there more? Okay, that was the last one. That was another really quick and easy mission. Aesthetically, it was amazing. It was definitely my favorite map in terms of the look and the design of it. In terms of the difficulty, it was pretty easy. Just 3 enemy bases, and they're all quite accessible, and there's not really a shortage of resources. So not an especially challenging map, but a really cool one in terms of the design. You know, that would be a ridiculously short video if we ended it there. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to exit, and we're going to run EGA mode and see what this graphics mode looks like. And oh, I would help if I actually typed it correctly. There we go. And we're going to try that snow level again. Oh wow, that is definitely a smaller resolution, isn't it? Okay. Transform. Fit to screen. That's more like it. Wow, that resolution is tiny. And it's dithered. So it's EGA is, I don't think it's a full, you know what, I don't even remember. Let's look it up real quick. Tell me, internet, EGA mode is how many colors? 16. Okay, I thought that would be the case. They just did such a good job with the 16 colors they've got, it kind of looks like more. But you can see all the dithering and stuff going on. Alright, this is going to be a fun graphics mode to use. And the one map that we didn't really complete was ice patches because we got screwed over by a glitch. Well, let's see if we can defeat it just straight up this time. Okay, I need to try to remember where all the stuff was. Alright, so we've got... We're gonna have to build a smelter there. And where were the gas vents? Were they east? I seem to remember they were east. Yes. Alright, let's see if we can wipe out the enemy bases very quickly this time. Because I think that's going to be key to prevent them from overwhelming us. That and not getting infinite turret glitches. Those two things are going to be key. So it doesn't look super different from VGA mode. I mean, it is different. It's lower resolution, 16 colors instead of 256 and so on. But it doesn't look dramatically worse or anything. In fact, it still looks quite good. It kind of blows my mind. Is this really 16 colors? That's almost hard to believe. The internet said it, so it must be true, right? Unless they use some kind of trick to get more colors out of it, which you can sometimes do that with different graphics modes. So, you know, maybe. I'm sorry, Snowman, you're adorable, but you're also in the way pretty hardcore, so... So you just kind of needed to go. I apologize. All right. It is cool, all these different graphics modes that are supported. I've liked all of them. Even the 4-color ones really had their own unique charm to them. Oh, I'm in browse mode. Alright, so we know there's an enemy base, like, directly east of us, and I think there was one to the north as well. And then probably 2 across the river, almost certainly 2. They were building so many things, and they were coming from multiple directions. It couldn't have possibly been just one more. Okay, we need 50, 10, 10, which we have, but I guess I was just short on energy at the exact moment that I tried to build it. Yeah, this is another good graphics mode. Like I said, it's not super different from the VGA one. You can tell it's a bit lower resolution and that the graphics aren't quite as high fidelity, but it still looks good. It looks quite good, in fact. Okay, so I think there's an enemy base, like, directly east of us. Did I miss it? Where was it? There it is. Okay, good, good. Now, one big difference is we don't have transparency, which to me is quite evident. I can see the black borders around the units and stuff versus the transparency of the VGA mode. That's probably the biggest and most evident difference to my eyes. And it's obviously very evident around the attacks as well. The cannon shots or the fireballs or whatever you want to call them. Okay, that is one enemy base destroyed. Alright, your duties are complete. And I built, yes, I built another kamikaze tank. Now let's go pay a visit to the base to the north of us and wipe it out next. That's right, I approached it from this angle. Oh, what am I doing? Here we go. I pressed Z like I was using a builder. That is not correct. Okay, go. Alright, that is such a beautiful tactic. As long as you're fast, it's incredibly effective. Alright, now try to finish off that base. I think we're moving faster this time than we did the previous time. Sure hope so, since we know where the bases are this time. Missed. Crap. Okay, that's another dead Protoid base. 2 down. Probably 2 to go. Unless there's 3 bases on the other side of the river, but I don't think so. Though with the sheer number of enemy units they were building, it's not impossible. And this was the last map made by 8-Bit Guy, so you never know if he really wanted to go nuts with the difficulty. Alright, we might want to refill our smelter a bit. I mean, it's still got quite a bit of stuff, but it won't hurt to at least drop that red gem next to it. What am I doing? Derping out. Alright, and now we know we're going to have to build a bridge across the river, so let's go do that ASAP. Okay, right here? Sure, right here. Why not? Alright, let's move this guy west and set him up as a sentry turret to provide some limited cover. We'll be able to provide better cover with a light tank, since it will actually be able to follow the builder and attack any enemies that come after it while remaining mobile. Not that it looks like the enemies are coming at us yet, it's still early in the match. Oh, this is looking familiar. This is exactly the same place we crossed before. Oof, bad memories. Boy, did we have some bloody, bloody battles right there, with just huge swarms of enemies. Endless mountains of Protoid corpses. You finished? Looks like he's finished. Alright, let's get some gas refineries going. You guys can be Control Group 2, and Control Group 3, and Control Group 4. Alright, and this guy is going to see if he can find a Protoid base to preemptively destroy. Namely, the one that we know is in the southwest. And I would hypothesize there is, at a minimum, a 4th Protoid base in a northwesterly direction, because it seemed like some enemy forces were coming from that sort of direction. There it is. Detonate. Okay, good, good. Alright, you guys are going to move in as a squad and see if you can finish off that base. It did have a production structure, but it looked like it had only built it recently, and it didn't have anything for building tanks. I'm going to want to build a forward staging area here, i.e. a factory. It's not really a staging area, more like a production area, but you know. Alright, hopefully we don't get another infinite invisible turret glitch this time. Hopefully that was just a weird one-time fluke kind of thing. If it happens again, we'll know it's actually a bug related to the map somehow. Doesn't seem to be happening though, so I guess it was a one-time fluke. Good. And I think we're shortly about to learn if this was the only remaining enemy base. I highly, highly doubt it, based on the way the enemy forces were attacking us before. Just the sheer numbers of them. And the fact that some of them seem to be coming from the northwest. Alright, if we win, well then obviously we'll know that was the last one. And no, it clearly was not. I didn't think it would be. Okay, this is going infinitely better than our previous attempt, though, that's for sure. Just making room for a forward factory. Actually, should I just build it where I have these, where I have my heavies here, my sentry turrets? Oops. Why not? This will be the new Group 0 once it's finished. And, as per usual protocol, we'll build more kamikaze attackers. Do-do-do. Okay. Alright, you guys form a defensive line here. Another tank. Alright. You're the new Group 1. I suspect an enemy base in the northwest-ish. Okay, yep, there's definitely something up here. It was fairly obvious. Alright, yep, there it is. Okay. Detonate. Okay, he did it. Fantastic. Move in, troops. Time to go finish him off. Ugh. Go around this way. Probably the last enemy base. I don't think there's a fifth. I haven't really noticed any enemies coming from any other direction. Alright, let's quickly get the pyramid. There we go. Alright, that's fine. We lost that guy, but he did a lot of damage before he went down. I think we're... yeah. Alright, let's take out this... well, one more turret. Oh no, we lost him. He must have been hurt already. I didn't pay attention to his health. This guy's full health. I think he'll be able to get the job done. I hope so. It would be a shame if this turned into a slog on what's probably the final enemy base. Okay, let's get this production structure. Go, go, go. Take it out. Don't even care about the infantry. Okay, is that it? Are we done? Yes! Victory! Wow, that went so much more smoothly than the first attempt, due to a combination, as I said, of knowing where the enemy bases were, except for that final one, but its location was not hard to infer. And then we didn't get screwed over by infinite turret glitch. Combination of those two things made for a pretty quick and easy win. Okay, so we have now cleared every map in the game. Now, there are two maps we didn't do on normal. We did them on easy. That was 2 islands and spots. The 2 water maps, which, in my opinion, were definitely the hardest. We've also, although we technically haven't checked out every graphics mode, in spirit we kind of have. We have checked out the VGA mode. That's the one we use the most because it looks the best. It looks amazing. We checked out both of the major color palettes for the classic 4-color CGA mode. And honestly, they're surprisingly fun to use, considering it's just 4 colors. And now we checked out a low-resolution 16-color mode, which in spirit is really similar to, I think, a fairly large number of the color modes that we hadn't done yet. So a lot of the remaining ones would be very similar to what we just saw. Arguably, the only major category of color mode that we haven't seen yet is monochrome. You could say monochrome is you know, a two-color black and white or any other combination. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm not promising that I'm going to do both of those water maps again, but I think at a minimum, I'm going to take a shot at completing 2 islands on normal mode with a monochrome color mode. Because, like I said, that's sort of the one major category we haven't done yet. That's what's going to be coming up next. But first, now that I've basically completed the game, I guess it's time to give it a review. So for anyone watching this who doesn't know, I review games on a scale of basically 0 stars to 4 stars, or 0 stars can also be a turkey to 4 stars. 0 stars and turkey means the same thing. Where the scale is, 0 stars or turkey means it was one of the worst things ever. It was offensively bad. 1 star is it was very poor, but not to the point of being offensive. 2 stars is it was decent, not great, but not bad. It was worth playing once, but I'd be unlikely to want to play it again. 3 stars is very good, very solid. I enjoyed it enough that there is a decent chance I would enjoy replaying it in the future. And overall, it was very good. And 4 stars is basically a masterpiece and really probably deserves a place on my list of favorite games. Most games I play end up in the 2 or 3 star category. It's very rare that a game I play ends up 0 or 1 stars because I have good enough judgment of what I like that I rarely play a game that I dislike that often. And even among good games, games that are just nearly flawless masterpieces are very rare, so 4-star games are quite uncommon. But obviously 3-star games, I play a lot of those because, again, I have pretty good judgment in determining what I like. But it's also fairly common that I play a game and am slightly disappointed in it. It's not quite as good as I was hoping, and it ends up in the 2-star bucket. That happens fairly often too. This game is a solid 3 stars, accounting for the limitations placed upon it by the very primitive hardware that it was designed for. It's got really fun gameplay. I mean, it's just straight up enjoyable even now. I don't have to throw in the caveat of, oh, this would have been really good back in the 1980s. No, it's good now. It's fun to play. In the 1980s, it would have been breathtakingly awesome. It would have been ridiculously amazing back then. It's a little glitchy in places. There are certain things that happen that just have to be classified as bugs. The frigates getting trapped under the bridge that I was building, that infinitely respawning invisible turrets, things like that here and there. There are a few gameplay things here and there that I think are a little questionable, like the fact you can't drive over craters. That just feels odd to me. Little things here and there like that, but they're mostly fairly minor, nitpicky things. For the most part, it's like, hey, if the RTS genre had been invented in 1985 or 1986, it probably would have looked a lot like this. And yeah, it's just really cool. It's not... It doesn't fully play like an RTS due to the fact that you can't control more than one unit at a time. There's no mouse support. You mostly have to actively control your units one at a time, with little exceptions for little ways here and there you can have them behave kind of autonomously. But even so, all of the basic ingredients of real-time strategy are there. The aesthetics and the flavor of it are really good. I love the sort of just classic sci-fi setting that doesn't try to do anything fancy. It's just, hey, here's a sci-fi war story, just straight up, you know, they play it straight, and it's fun, it's enjoyable. I like the aesthetics of both the human forces and the protoids. I think that they're both well done and interesting. I love the tile sets. The sprite work is great. The music is great. Most of the maps are pretty fun to play. So there's tons to love about this game. Lots to praise about it. Things that would have made it even better, but are pretty infeasible with the technological limitations of the systems it was made for. It would have been great if there could have been a little bit more of a plot, like maybe actual cutscenes and briefings before the missions, giving a bit of a situation report, maybe a military-looking sort of guy to give you your orders, like, you know, have an actual character or two Maybe even like an enemy protoid that pops up and taunts you. I'm not faulting the game for not having that because there simply would not have been enough space to accommodate all that sort of thing. Although they could have at least had maybe little text-only briefings before the maps, so maybe they could have done a little more where that's concerned. But at least they did upload a really cool introductory video to give a little plot and sort of lay the foundation, and that's a heck of a lot better than nothing. It would have been neat if there were a few more different unit types to build. It's amazing how much fun and how much variation there is, even with the very few units available. Really just 2 combat units that are available most of the time, and then occasionally on water levels you get the frigates, but usually it's just the light tanks and the heavy tanks. It's surprising, like I said, how much fun and how much variation there is in the strategy, considering that's all you get, and that there are so few protoid units. But if there had been a few more units you could build, that would have just injected even more fun and interest into it. Same thing with the protoids, if there had been a few more different enemy protoids you could fight. It's totally outside the scope of the CPU power and RAM available on the machines this game was designed for, so I'm also not faulting it for this. But a little better enemy AI would be nice. The enemy AI is fairly brain dead. The pathfinding is basically insect-like, and it just kind of clumsily fumbles its way in the general direction of your base. It still can get the job done, you know? They will still eventually find and overwhelm your base, depending on the map. So, you know, it's not like it's completely inept. But it would be really cool if like another sequel for this were made on, say, a 16-bit system that could incorporate all those things. Then you'd really be on the brink of having a true masterpiece and flirting with 4-star territory at that point. But even with what's here, it's pretty great. I guess you could also say the amount of content isn't huge. There's 13 maps, and I just flew through them pretty quickly in just a few hours. But if I were to play through them again on hard mode, I imagine it would take me quite a bit longer. So in that respect, it's not like I've truly exhausted the content, because I could do all the maps again on hard if I really wanted to challenge myself. But maybe more smaller maps might have been an interesting approach. Because part of the reason there's so few maps is because they're so gigantic. I feel like you still could have had perfectly serviceable fun maps if they were half size. And then you could have had like 26 maps. You could have fit like that many on a disc. And, you know, arguably that would have been a good way to get more content. But yeah, so I guess that pretty much sums up my thoughts. Like I said, solid 3-star game. Really fun. Fun gameplay, fun premise, good graphics, good soundtrack. Definitely 2 thumbs up. Well done, 8-bit guy and the whole team that made this. So that pretty much concludes the main part of this playthrough, but like I said, I'm probably going to take another stab at 2 islands on normal mode with another color mode, which the main category we haven't done yet is monochrome, so that's one I'm going to tackle. If I lose, I'm probably not going to keep at it until I win, because it's super hard. So I'm just going to give it a try. And if I win, great. And if I don't, well, hey, we got to enjoy another color mode and I gave it another shot. As for whether I do the other map that I only completed on easy, ice patches, no, not ice patches, spots, that was it, spots. We'll see, no promises. We'll come to that when we come to it. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. Next time, we take another stab at 2 islands with some sort of monochrome color mode. I'll see you then.